Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Lauren here.
Coach Kyle.
And we are the coaches at Team Cosmic Bodies. And before we get into this recap video, I first want to say that we're going to be at North Americans. So if you're going to be there, hit us up. We would love to meet you. Plus, we are taking on new clients for the 2020 season. So I can't express how important it is to reach out to a coach ahead of time. Like, seriously, reach out ahead of time, even though you're not going to start the dieting process right away and the cutting, the fat loss. But it's just really good for your coach to know a little bit about you. Plus, you can be in a building phase now and grow.
I think that's a big part of it. Is sometimes people come to us and they want to do a 12-week prep or whatever, just a 6-month prep or in between those times. And a lot of times I have them, they get on my training and they like start growing muscle in the beginning of the prep and start recomping, which is great. I mean, I love to see that response. But they're in a deficit. So I'm like, wow, imagine if you came to me just even like a little bit before your prep, we were able to work together for 8 weeks or 16 weeks or 24 weeks and just train and like lift. When you're eating more, you would grow even more. Plus I can help you build your metabolism up and optimize that, maximize how many carbs we can intake to have a better starting position. So that's why she's always saying, like, reach out to us early.
Yeah, so, 2020, or if you want to compete in 2021, it's just reach out now. The link is down below, first link in the description box. Fill out our application. We'll talk on the phone, see if we're a good fit, see if, we'll go from there, okay? Oh, what?
Before we get into the video of the recap, I have a YouTube channel. Team Cosmic Bodies has a YouTube channel.
Yes.
So we'll put it in this video. Why not? We'll put it in the link below.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of informative stuff, a lot of stuff for our clients and athletes, a lot of basic stuff, and obviously we'll get into more advanced stuff. Lauren will be on there as well. And so check it out.
Yeah, go and subscribe. It is really great stuff Kyle is putting out there for you guys. I know you guys like to learn, and that is exactly what it's all about. So if you're a client, that is homework. That is your homework, is to go and watch the videos. It's honestly for our clients, but I want to give out content to people and other coaches can even learn, or if you're wanting to become a coach, you can get on there. Okay, so now, guys, so this is going to be like the recap video here. So as you guys know, I am now done with my season. So I did 8 shows this year, and thanks to this guy for keeping me consistent and pacing me so well throughout my shows. Best prep I have ever had, like hands down. I can't believe it. Like, just the way he paced me and how good I looked at every single show, and just with the whole process in general, and how well I feel right now too. It's just, and I'll get into all of that, but recapping here, I am very proud of what we did this year.
Me too.
I am proud.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud with the placings that I got and the call outs, and I improved every single show that I did, and I think we improved peaking every time and hair, tan.
Let's start with the beginning. So it kind of like, just for you guys to understand that it's a lifestyle. It all adds up. So it started when she finished nationals in 2017 and going into that gaining phase and growing muscle, doing that mini cut in your off season, keeping it off, and then having a pretty good starting position. So right in the beginning, when she says, hey, this is the best prep I ever have, well, that's why.
It's always the starting point.
So she had more muscle this prep in the beginning, and at the end, obviously. She was stronger in the beginning, and obviously throughout the prep. And I think and she gave herself enough time before doing the Pittsburgh show, which was the first show of the season. Like, she prepped for 22, 24, 26 weeks before Pittsburgh. And you guys saw all that, right? We did diet breaks, we did multi-day refeeds, we kept her strength up We did not do any HIIT cardio, which could be an option for some people, but no HIIT cardio so she could really recover and just keep her strength up because we knew we were going to do an extended season. So I think that is a big part of why this prep went better. I mean, every prep should go better. But
I just had a really good starting point with the whole prep. Just doing that mini cut before, so I just was in a really good
about progressing.
Yeah, I was in a really great place. And then so first show of the season, I did Pittsburgh Pro as my pro debut. I got up on that stage. I got freaking second call outs, center stage at the Pittsburgh Pro, and that was my first time ever getting second call outs. So it was my first time ever getting second call outs, and it kind of hit me hard when I was up on that stage. I'm like, what? My name wasn't called, and I never have gotten the second call outs before. But after that show, I was just so happy. I think I ended up placing 9th there, and I mean
it's a big league now, so I was actually pretty pleased with center stage because I moved her into center stage from second call outs, so that was rewarding to see. And then what do we need to fix really? I mean, obviously we wanted to get a little bit leaner. We wanted to peak her better from there. She did her tan. If you guys go to the Instagram, Team Cosmic Bodies, I'm like doing kind of a recap of all the pictures for all of her shows because now that it's over. But anything you want to talk about that we learned just from Pittsburgh, like? So
what I learned from Pittsburgh is definitely the tan. So as you guys know, I was doing pro tan for all of my competitions here. I literally hand coded myself for every single one of my shows. So I learned that first coat that you actually shower off on Friday morning. So this is the coat that I put on Thursday night. You got to go heavy on that. Coat. Heavy on the first coat. Like really use the bottle up and go heavy on the first coat because my tan for Pittsburgh I was very light up there. My tan was probably one of the lightest ones. So
it looked good on stage. I mean, the lighting at that show is a little bit different. People are leaner in person than those shows, but you did good. We just want to do better in the tanning situation, and it's harder to do a catch-up. If you guys know do-it-yourself pro tan, it's harder to like those next coats that you aren't washing off in the bronzer. It's harder to fix the tan. It's already late. It's like that first coat that you're going to wash off for pro tan do-it-yourself is the biggest, most important one because it absorbs overnight and then you wash it off. And so that's a big tip. You had your makeup done and hair done. Makeup was pretty good. It was a little bit more pageant-y than we would like, but in the hair we kind of messed up a little bit on the hair. So and posing tweaks. So in the end we were really proud with what we brought to Pittsburgh, but
it's crazy. Like I had a ton of different looks this year. I was wearing a purple suit, I was wearing a green suit, I had curly hair, straight hair, and at the end of the day, you kind of have to find your look. And it is about that in bikini, I'm realizing, as I was doing all these shows. It's like you got to find your look. Like the look that the judges really dig and they like. And they look at you and they go, that's Lauren Dana Meller. And what I kind of learned is you build your name when you get into the IFBB. It's you kind of have to keep showing up a little bit and build your name, and then have the judges kind of be a little bit obsessed over your physique in a way because they keep seeing you progress. And every time I got feedback from a judge, I don't take their feedback like to heart, and I'm like, oh my god, because literally every judge will say something different. But every time I would get feedback, I just like them seeing my face and just be like, hey, I'm a real person. I'm really passionate about the sport and everything. And they see that. But every time I do get feedback, they love my physique. And they're like, well, I'm seeing your physique improve. And I can just tell they do become a little obsessed over your physique too, because they see it so much. And
it's not like obsessed, but they just want to see more of you. They like to see you improve. There is an emotional response. It's a subjective sport. They see you come out. They see that you're looking better than the week before. I mean, so you just, it's subjective.
I mean, they're passionate about physiques and stuff. So, I thought that was cool too when I was getting the feedback. And then, the constant feedback that we've been getting has been.
It's, for just a fuller upper body.
Yeah.
And which kind of makes sense. That's what a lot of the head judges would say. but they really like her glutes. They're like, don't change the glutes. Conditioning was on point every time.
Yeah.
So, and they have consistent placings, and her placings just improved from getting center stage, second call-outs at that top-tiered show in Pittsburgh to then getting first call-outs in Tampa, which is a top-tiered show.
That was amazing.
Those are really big shows. Getting second call-outs, center stage for Vancouver and Chicago, those are top-tiered shows. And then San Antonio at the end being able to place. So it's definitely progress within the placings, but it's more than that, right? Like we just talked about how it's the progress within the posing improved so much from those first few shows to her last. Like we nailed the posing by the last three or four shows. The last 3 or 4 shows, posing was on point. We had enough feedback from head judges and other posing coaches and ourselves from seeing what works well with her physique.
Pittsburgh, I think I was crunching like way too hard. Plus, and then and then going into what was the next show we did?
Just South Dakota.
South Dakota, I was crunching again. Plus, I looked like I had a wing coming out here with my hand like this. So just little things that we learned about where to place my wrist on my body and my elbow, not make it look like a wing, bring
Which
it back.
I talk about in the Instagram post.
Making me stand up more tall instead of crunching so hard and trying to look more elegant up there and tall. How I'm walking, not looking like a horse with
Don't pick your feet up too.
with my feet up so high, but trying to look like I'm gliding a little bit more. Plus, what I'm doing with my hair when I'm up there. Hair placing, how you're smiling, where you're looking on the ground.
And then even like
keeping your head up when you're walking back. It's like all these things we learned.
We need to do separate
much.
videos on
where
posing.
your earrings are, on where you're placing your jewelry.
Yeah, you don't want to look like a Power Ranger up there.
This crazy stuff we learned. That every show we learned.
Like we even cut her hair because it was flat against her back. We cut it more tapered after Miami.
Yeah.
After Miami for Chicago. So it's after,
because it was hiding my physique in my back, because I do have a small waist back there, and it looked like a sheet. Which I'm going to be putting pictures and everything throughout this video, what we're talking about. But, that little things like that. And I'm really thinking the straight hair, I think I look sexier, I look older. So I think the curliness
goes better with your lines and your physique too.
Makes me sharper, I think. Yeah. I think it makes me look bigger too. When I had the curly hair, I think it was... Even where I placed my hair in my front pose. That's what we did for Tampa. I actually put my hair in front of my body to make me look bigger. So, we learned a ton. Plus peaking. We did all these different peakings. Rapid backload, progression, increasing carbs. Which honestly, I think the best for me was the rapid backload. I really do. That was it.
It's literally just... everything we just said. Within all of the shows, the first 4 shows, we had some good looks. We had great looks, great consistent looks at all of them. But these small details that we're talking about is very, very, very small details because you're just at that level. So the posing, the hair, the makeup, the tan, the suit, the jewelry, right? It's all these little cues we're just trying to perfect. And I really do think the last 4 shows, and especially the last 2, we nailed everything.
Yeah.
So
and then
that's what was the most important part for us.
And
just nailing it at the end, every little detail. And we're we finally hit 100% peaked. And that's why she liked the rapid backload. I gave her 500 grams of carbs the day before San Antonio, and she just looked super tight and looked awesome up there.
Yeah, and I'm just blown away by how I was able to reverse diet. I'm getting so many DMs right now about people, even in the gym, they're like, how did you do 8 shows in a row like that and not die, not feel like you were running to the ground and miserable and stuff. And it was because I reverse dieted in my contest prep. Kyle gave me freaking diet breaks where I was eating a ton of carbohydrates, and cardio was tapered down. I wasn't doing as much anymore, and I'm just blown away by how he coached me this year, and he's the best coach ever. Seriously though, I
think some of it too is you got to be so consistent, and I know we say that all the time, but it's like even the smaller details, like once you start doing those shows, it's like even her food choices and
your body.
You have to, you know, yes, when she's like peaking, I'm like looking at her physique a lot, like the day out from the show and everything, but sometimes when we have like a couple weeks in between these shows, I'll throw some high carbs at her and just let her be a couple pounds above stage weight for, you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't have to just sit there and be stage ready every day when she's far out from the show if you're doing an extended season. So sometimes like, yep, I have to wait 2 or 3 days to see things settle in within her physique. And I'm like, don't send me progress photos for 2 or 3 days. I want to see what the change, you know, made that, you know, that we're making, because you start messing with those smaller details.
Yeah, and he was never obsessed with my scale weight. He was never obsessed with the weight at all during.
I mean, I made some mistakes too. It's like I can't like sit here and be like I was the perfect. You know, I made some mistakes too. We made some mistakes, but I think the biggest thing
we did. But I think the biggest thing that I learned is when you are lean for so long, your body does get really sensitive to things. So I found out that if I wasn't drinking my freaking 2 gallons a day, I would start holding on to water like crazy. So I found that when I was leaner, everything was getting more extreme. So with sodium, like if one day I had 3,000 or something really high, it would like affect my body the next day. So and it's in foods
it's your perspective too, because you're so observant and you're looking.
No, but it doesn't feel good when you're bloated. It doesn't feel good when you're bloated and you're gassy and you're farting. Yeah, I'm saying this stuff because it's true. And so I realized that I had to actually really cut out a lot of like the sugar-free stuff. This contest prep, I did. I'm even bringing it back in now, and my body is still like reacting like bad to it. So that's what I learned, that my body did get really, really sensitive to things when I was, even certain vegetables. Like I used to do a lot of cauliflower rice back in 2017, but this time around, it just destroyed my stomach. Like Kyle was like, you are not sleeping with me, and I'm not going in that room. I'm sorry, but that's like, it's just true. So, your body just gets sensitive. So let's switch the topic now.
No, I mean, and just in recap, it's just about progress is progress, and we just wanted to nail it at the end. That's why we kept going. And I mean, there's no point to keep. We literally like progressed to 100%. There's no more we could have done. Like I literally peaked her every single way. We peaked her perfectly. We nailed all those smaller details we discussed. And I don't know, we're just not, there's nothing more we can do. So it's like now we have to recover, and we'll go over that in another video. We got to then put a plan in place and make new goals.
Yep.
And we'll go into another video about what we're going to do for her training and where I want to improve and put on muscle and how we're going to do it. So stay tuned for those videos as well.
Yeah, if you made it this far, thank you for all of your guys' support throughout my journey. Thank you. I mean, the support from my shows have been absolutely incredible, and I've been getting people backstage coming up to me going, I watch all your videos. I have professionals, we're backstage in line, and people are coming up to me going, I watch all your videos, NPC people. I mean, that just makes me so happy, and I'm really happy that, you guys
so
like
put
this.
A comment down there, make sure you're liking these videos.
Yeah, help my channel, guys. Comment down below, give this video a like, subscribe. That helps my channel out, because that does. So I appreciate it if you do that.
Yeah, what do you want to see from Lauren's channel? Do you want to see off-season training?
Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening to the recap, and see you in the next one. Bye.